our minutes online. You know that Mr. Copeland had asked me to take a look at that. So over the past couple of weeks, the staff and I have worked together to do really a survey to bring to you some information that you can consider as you consider what you might like to do in terms of posting our meeting minutes online. We looked at the following authorities in Valdosta-Lowndes County. We looked at the Parks and Recreation Authority, the Hospital Authority, the Tourism Authority, and the Airport Authority. And at this point in time, none of those authorities post minutes of their meetings online. We then did a survey across the state looking at representative communities. We spoke with either executive directors or key staff members in the following economic development organizations: Macon, Albany, Tifton, Columbus, Savannah, and Augusta. And essentially, we posted them some questions about posting their minutes online. We wanted to know whether or not they did. And if they did not, what were the reasons that they gave for not posting those minutes online. I will tell you that in all of those cases for the Economic Development Authority, what came back was their concern about protecting prospect non-disclosure agreements, and also about protecting their competitive edge with other communities, because many of the projects that we compete for, other communities in the state compete for, and so their concern is providing information that other competitive communities could use to give them an advantage. Mr. Chairman, you also asked me to speak with Mr. Ken Guerin, who was former executive director. I did. Do that, and Mr. Guerin gave me his candid assessment. He says that he clearly understands the responses from those other economic development organizations in the state. He did say, however, that in the interest of community relations and transparency, that he recommends you consider posting the minutes online. So those are the results, Mr. Copeland, of the survey that we took. I wanted to bring that to you today so that you would have that.
Can I ask one question? I'm sorry, maybe I missed it, but of all those other industrial authorities, none of them post their minutes online.
None of them.
You gave the reasons, but it
Yes.
was absolutely zero of them.
None of them currently post their minutes online.
Thank you.
So now we've had a little bit of internal discussion about the concept and how it would work. And there's a couple of answers, and one would be, well, we really don't have minutes until they're approved at the next meeting. So you could actually post them essentially a month late. So that's one issue. Second issue is that what we could do is in this meeting, we could screen out all of the sensitive names and projects and not cover it. But what we could do is we could have each of the board members, or maybe in twos, meet, let's say, for 45 minutes prior to the meeting, and then we could task the members or the professional staff then to go over all of that detail a couple of times rather than present it in a meeting. So I mean, there's a problem of confidentiality and what have you. So there's ways around that, and so you need to consider. Would someone like to make a motion of what we ought to do?
By the time we sanitize them, it's pretty much just going to be an agenda. I don't know that it's going to really tell those people that were interested in the minutes. I think they're just going to be frustrated by the time we sanitize them, aren't they? I mean, it's going.
I mean, so how do you keep your confidentiality and your competitive edge? How do you do that? Because if it goes online, then Macon's got it, Albany's got it.
Well, I agree. I mean, we can do it, and I don't know how we have any other choice. I'm very concerned about the confidentiality because the state is the one that assigns these names. So if we have Project Dinosaur, our constituencies and our citizens won't know what Project Dinosaur is, but our competitors, the Albanese and the Tiffany's, they'll definitely know. So unless we change all the names to protect the innocent, there's not gonna be much there.
I think in as much as we can operate in a transparent manner and not disclose confidential communications and contacts, we should endeavor to achieve that goal. I'm not saying that we've got to vote on how to sanitize those minutes to protect the innocent, but I think we should at least look at it, run a trial run of the minutes and see how it looks. We do have minutes that are available. They're unofficial minutes. And I think that there has to be some rational and productive way to disclose things such as financials, our budget review, our existing industry reports, park updates, etc. I think we can expunge the confidential matters from the minutes to protect the so-called innocent.
So as a trial run, maybe for next meeting, when when the staff brings us the unofficial version of the minutes for approval, can you also bring us a sanitized version so that we could approve both the full version and the sanitized version at that time?
I think we should at least work in that
In
direction.
direction?
Yes.
All right. Well, you want to do a pilot? Do we have to have a motion if we're just going to try something and see how well it works?
No, I think you could agree.
Let's just try a pilot and see how it goes?
And Maury, why don't you help Allan with that?
I will work with
Yeah,
him.
that's good.
Okay, great.
Good stuff, okay?
We're moving